Reiko's Trap Harem. It's a 4chan legend that's been around for years. The story of a Discord server that blackmails men into becoming femboys has permeated everything from iFunny to Know Your Meme and YouTube. Recently, I released a documentary about the situation, going over all of the evidence and questioning what actually happened. And shortly after, I received an email from Reiko himself. He wanted to talk about the situation and clear things up a bit, and so I decided to let that conversation happen, live on my stream. Here it is.
Hello.
Hello, Reiko, what's up, buddy? And you're Amelorate? Well, this is the real Reiko, is that right? This is the real one? You did verify your identity, I guess, for me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've deleted everything because I'm autistic and I kind of just delete all my media like randomly, so the only thing I have left is the Steam because that's kind of difficult to delete, so I just never bothered.
Yeah.
And of course the screenshots, and of course like Ameliorate's the only one left, so he can kind of verify.
Before I get into the interview, how's it going, buddy? How are you feeling? All right, listen, I'm someone who cares about people. How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
That's good. Okay, you've been trying to pink pill anyone lately? Trying to get them in on your little philosophy?
Nah, I honestly haven't posted on R9K since like 2018. I leave boards I even did post on like TV. That's about it.
Okay, you just dipped after that?
I'd never really liked the board, at least not since like 2014, so...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
I kind of just started browsing again and shit on it.
Okay, well, I have a list of questions I can ask you guys, I guess. So first question would definitely be, how long have you been on 4chan, and when did you gravitate towards R9K, and what kind of drew you to that board in particular, around the time you started the trap posting? I
started browsing 4chan, I think like 2009. I think I was like about 10 years old, to be honest.
Wow,
I shouldn't have been on 4chan, but you know.
Yeah. Sounds bad for you.
I didn't browse R9K for a while. I don't even know if R9K was around back then, to be honest. I think I started browsing in like 2012.
Okay.
And I just browsed on and off.
Right.
I guess part of the reason like we chose that board was because I just like started to really dislike it. It seemed like a good board to debate on because like the board culture shifted a lot and a lot of people disliked that, including myself.
Well, how did it shift?
I mean, for a while it kind of was just like people like sharing like their quote unquote fails, that kind of shit. Like they would just like green text about being fucking losers, which I mean that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
People would post their piss bottles, and now it's kind of just like incel shit.
Okay. So did it piss you off that it turned into that, like the jawline talk or whatever?
Yeah, like for example, if you go on right now, like I guarantee you, there's like 5 orbiting threads. There's like multiple like race bait threads. There's multiple like threads like being like, if you're below 5'10", you're a fucking loser. It's over.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like it's funny at first, but then it just gets really fucking unoriginal.
Well, see, that's how it was the entire time that I was on it. It was all just, I mean, it's gotten more, I guess, incel over time, but like I used to browse R9K like right around the time that your kind of stuff started, that I started hearing your name, was also the time that I started going on it, like 2018.
Yeah,
17.
that was kind of the point of no return.
Yeah, so I got into it around that point, and then I started seeing your stuff being posted, like all these trap threads, and the thread was like not very gay before that, I would say. There were some people who were like, you know, talking about trap stuff, and but the majority of it was like guys who were like, oh, well, I can't get laid, so I'm gonna turn to having sex with trans women or whatever in order to, you know, cope with the fact that girls don't like me, and it'll basically be like a simulated girl. But
yeah,
then I started seeing all these trap threads, and I was like, what's going on? Which kind of brings me to the next question. Like when did did you want to say something?
Before I answer the next,
yeah.
No, before I answer the next, I feel like Mel should answer too.
Sure,
that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm kind of a new friend when it comes to 4chan. I kind of joined so this person on a Minecraft server in a nation called Gensokyo linked me to some stuff, and then I realized that in order to be happy in life, I just need HRT. They helped me realize that. In order to learn more about that stuff.
Reiko, what the fuck did you? What did you do, yo? Why is this person here, Reiko? What's going on?
What do you mean? It's being unironic. We actually did meet on okay, so this is gonna sound like even more autistic than trap stuff. We met on a server dedicated to political roleplay on Minecraft, like unironically. So some weird stuff did happen on there.
I feel like I'm being punked here with the Amelorate in the call. This person is
Amelorate. Okay, Amelorate has like diagnosed like unironic autism. I want to put that out there. But Amelorate is like the only person left
from the server.
Kind of like yeah, like Haruka, I don't have any contact with. Last time I talked to Haruka was like 3 years ago, and he was like shilling Giantess stuff. Like he moved on from trans stuff, and now he shills Giantess stuff.
Okay.
So if you ever see anything like like related to the Giants' fetish on 4chan, it's probably him.
Okay. All right. Amelorate, were you involved in the trap posting back then? You were one of the trap posters?
Yep, I did it a good bit.
Okay. And
I've actually still got a Google Doc of most of the posts that I made. I looked up some of them today, and they were certainly something.
why did you guys start doing that? And was there a lot of trap posting before you guys did it, or did you kind of start it and then it spiraled from there?
Honestly, like 4chan, the easiest way to recognize somebody as being new to 4chan is if they claim that I'm the reason there's trap posting, because like, I don't know if you know Bailey J, like line traps, like that was a thing. Like
Bailey?
I think since like the 2000s. Yeah, Bailey J, I think that's their name.
You're talking about new poster?
Trans porn star.
Bailey J.
No, I'm talking, it's like a, yeah.
I don't know
if you
who
want to
this
look it up
person
and,
is.
you know.
I don't really want to
Go
look
to
that
Google
up.
Images, not safe for work.
That sounds good. Is that, are you like into the trap stuff? Is that like, was that
Actually,
that real?
no. I kind of find it gross.
Are you straight? You just like girls? All right.
I'm actually engaged to a mentally ill Albanian woman with an actual vagina, so.
Well, that sounds cool. And Amelorate, are you, what are you into?
I think everybody's beautiful on the inside.
Are you pansexual? Is that what that means?
Yeah, that too. But I was talking about, like, have you ever seen footage of people getting surgery and stuff like that?
Unfortunately. They didn't look beautiful on the inside, to be honest. They look really fucked up.
Well, that's just a matter of opinion.
All right. Are you into gore? Is that what you're trying to communicate?
No, not really that stuff. As long as it's clean, then it's fun.
Okay. So as for the trap posting, when it started happening, what was sort of your, like, did you like gather in a Discord server, like with some shadowy cabal of people, and you were like, all right, we're gonna start making trap posts, and we're gonna turn robots gay? Like, what exactly was like the method behind it? Like, why did you start doing it?
Okay, so I joined a server called RGTOW in 2017, and I met a guy named Haruka. It was mostly his idea, to be honest. It was kind of like, I was just like a shit poster, and I joined the Discord, and I saw this guy like going on about how incels should transition and shit.
And you thought
I
it
was
was
like,
funny?
wow, this guy's
Is that it?
Yeah, I was like, wow, this guy's a really fucking funny shit poster. I should do something with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I left the Discord for a while. I came back, and I was like, oh, do you want to spam with me? And I mean, it's really honestly as simple as that. It was literally just like, yeah, let's just spam. 4chan is surprisingly easy, fucking like flood with threads. Like there's really like no planning. Like we would literally shoddily meet in like fucking group chats or like really shitty Discord servers, and just at like random times throughout the day just be like, all right guys, make a bunch of threads. And like,
Do you have an estimate of how many people were like involved in this kind of op? Was it like 10, 20?
when it comes to like actual spamming, probably like 10 people, like 5 actually dedicated to posting. Like one of the reasons that I brought Amelorate is Amelorate was like autistically dedicated to posting. Like those Google Docs that Amelorate mentioned, like I would literally make threads that were fucking low effort as fuck. Like I would just Google search anime girl, make that the like thread image, and then I would just be like, you should transition. Being a girl would feel great. And then Amelorate would like fucking like write up paragraphs and paragraphs about the benefits and shit.
And why did you do that,
So, yeah,
Amelorate? What was your reasoning for that? Do you think that it would be better if more people transitioned? What's your position on that?
Well, I believe that there are some people who are suffering out there because they don't know about it, but I think that if you're on 4chan, you probably already know about it. So mostly it was just for the use.
So you just thought it was funny?
Mostly just for the attention, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. How many posts would you say you personally made, Amelorate? Like how many trap posts individually?
It's difficult to say since it was 5 years ago. I have a small list of like links to ones that I actually made, and that's like 15 long. I think I've made a lot more than that.
How many do you think you made, Reiko, personally? Do
Do
you have any estimate? Is it like over 50, would you say? Over 100?
Yeah, probably a couple hundred, because I used to have it really down pat. I would just like if I was like even like at fucking work or something, I just wanted to shit post on 4chan. Like I would just be on my phone. I would just make a thread, turn on airplane mode, make another thread.
So that's how you did
that
it, to
was
get around the
kind of,
IP or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, 4chan is like, even like right now, like it's like laughably easy to spam. Like I make off-topic threads on TV all the time.
Yeah, I don't think they've changed anything about that, and kind of a little outdated. Okay, well that's interesting. So I guess the next question would be, when you guys started making the posts, what was the reception like at first once you started? Was it like like all of a sudden you started spamming, or was it like a slow, steady stream? And as they started happening, as people started seeing the threads, what was the reaction from people?
Well, I realized that I'll never be a woman, according to R9K, because that was a big response. I told to kill myself a lot.
Right.
Just the usual stuff. There was definitely a lot of rage because, like, I think what was like most effective is that we didn't like do a trickle. Like we would just like do these like in-your-face bursts, like 5-10 threads at once.
Mm-hmm.
So people would notice and they would like get enraged.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like it was easy to realize that it was coordinated in some way. And then you mix that with like the paranoia and narcissism of your like average R9K. And like that was kind of the strategy too. Like we knew that these guys were going to be fucking like paranoid schizophrenics and be like, we're being targeted. So we kind of wanted to like be really in their face and get them like riled up so that they started like assuming all this fucking crazy shit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. What would you say was your kind of a goal with it, MLR8? Once you started seeing people reacting to it, did you just like seeing people be mad, or was it something else?
Yeah, it was people being mad, people messaging me on Discord, and especially just being able to join servers and people will like yell at me. It just kind of feels good, man.
Okay, I see. You just like people being mad at you. There was a kind of a, and there still is, kind of a community of Discord servers around R9K, and I guess you guys were probably a part of that around that time. Were you guys like well-known, like kind of figures back then at the time? Because I mean, you have people like Ciara or whatever who are pretty well-known people in all those servers. Who I guess she's not around anymore, but you kind of get what I'm saying. There are more notorious people in the community than others that will get regularly posted about. Would you guys say that you were like in that kind of community, or were you just kind of outsiders in your own little like, you know, retard Discord, and then you kind of became known through this event?
I talked to some people in R9K circles. I wasn't like really invested in them. Like I said, like RGTOW, that was an R9K Discord. I was in a few other Discords, but I wouldn't say like I was like really like big or anything. I was kind of just like a regular poster, so I guess that kind of cemented it.
Right.
Like at that point, it kind of became like those people that I like really talked to.
Gotcha. That makes sense. All right. I guess the next question would be about organization. So you guys just had a bunch of calls and stuff, but one of the biggest things that was talked about in threads and also on the interview you did, which you claimed was real, but maybe you won't say that here. Maybe you'll say something different. Was that there was like a $70,000 donation given by some autistic girl, some autistic person. Was that you, MLR8? Was that who they said had the money?
No, it wasn't me. Back then I was just a poor college student.
Oh, I see. Well, so people were saying that someone somehow gave $70,000 in crypto, which seems like it was fake, but
that was Mongo.
Okay, sorry, I forgot the name. Mongo. Okay. Did that exist? Was that fake?
Yeah, that was fabricated. We like those screenshots. I think the name that she used was like Orion or some shit. I remember you did like a little segment on it. Like those were like really obviously fake. Like looking back, I kind of cringe at how fucking like retarded we sounded, because like we were just not being subtle at all. Like the fact that people fell for it was actually really surprising to me.
So a lot of people use the because after the interview there were DMs of you in private where you were like bullshit level 100, and people were saying that was kind of evidence that you lied in the interview about like the severity of the allegations. But was the reality that you sent those messages and they were sort of you talking about bullshitting because you were explicitly lying like on purpose to make it seem worse? Was that the deal?
Well, from my perspective at least, it's always been that we've been doing pretty much all that we can until a point to increase the spread, increase how many people are paying attention to us. And so saying stuff like that and then intentionally leaking it was just one of the tools of the trade.
So would you just take the screenshot and then post it anonymously on 4chan and be like, this is a leak or whatever?
Yeah, pretty much. I think we probably should have done that more, because nowadays all that I have is the leaks.
Okay,
all the
gotcha.
servers have been pretty much wiped.
They're all gone now?
I've got one conversation from the very beginning titled Operation Traptopia, and then there's like 2 servers that go, it's low for now, hee, and Reiko Gate. So I wish I had a bit more.
But it's all gone. Is everyone from those days that you guys used to talk to just not around anymore? That's the impression I get from Reiko.
Pretty much. A couple people messaged me over the years, but never really kept in contact with them.
So the 70,000 thing, that the money that was donated or whatever to people to keep shilling the stuff, that was totally fake, I guess, is what you're saying. And that was one of the rumors you guys would spread just to get more notoriety. Is that the deal?
Yeah, I mean, it was inspired partly because before the trap hosting, I was a big shill for Chainlink and AntShares.
So you were into the crypto stuff?
Yeah, I actually called Chainlink at 20 cents, and I tried to warn everybody, but nobody believes me.
All right, so that was fake. I guess the biggest allegation that was going around about it, which is kind of what made the story what it is the blackmail thing. People were saying that you guys were, you know, obviously just like inviting people into the server, and then you would get them to like post sissy boy pictures or whatever, and then you would take those pictures and you would thread to send it to their family if they didn't get on HRT or whatever. Was that fake? Is that what what you would say now?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Anybody that falls for that, like, I don't know. I feel like you have to like train in the mountains to be that retarded. Like, you have to train under like a sensei of stupidity to actually like believe that somebody would.
Well, I think people just wanted it to be true because it's kind of an interesting story.
Well, yeah, like
you know?
I said, it kind of goes back to the narcissism of the average R9K, and so where they think like people are out to get them. Like, ironically too, like I said, if you go on R9K, I mentioned earlier, like there's multiple orbiting threads. Like most of those are underage girls, so it's like these guys are like these guys that are quote unquote straight, that are like in their 20s, are saying that they got groomed and blackmailed into putting dildos up their asses and cross-dressing. Meanwhile, they like regularly orbit 15-year-old girls. But yeah, it's like, if you like think about it for a second and you're not like a complete idiot, like it just doesn't make any sense for somebody to be like, oh yeah, I should try these hormones instead of, you know, just having these embarrassing pictures posted.
I was kind of honestly, I was kind of ambivalent on whether or not there was actual blackmail like successfully going on. I was kind of middle of the road, but I thought it was possible that someone would at least try that, just because, I mean, 4chan does attract, you know, a certain crowd of people that would attempt something like that, even if unsuccessfully.
I mean, no victims have come forward too. I mean, we're in the Me Too era too, so you know, you would have thought that somebody would come forward and be like, oh, Reiko diddled me.
Well, the biggest thing would just be the lack of screenshots, right? Because there's even with all the allegations, the amount of actual proof was just so minimal. It was basically just, I mean, it was the only like evidence that anything happened was just people talking about the idea of it. There was no real screenshots of much actually going on.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally like open browser Discord and like still fucking inspect element like messages to this day. It's not like you don't even have to Photoshop shit. You just like literally like right click inspect element and just like change messages. So it's like I could easily like even deny the screenshots and be like, oh, that wasn't me. But it's like, I don't really give a fuck, because anybody that's stupid enough to like look at that stuff and really write it off as shitposting, or at least suspect it, I don't know, you're kind of
whose idea was
eligible for some grooming yourself.
Whose idea was the blackmail thing? Because I mean, it was pretty, you know, smart looking back, considering how widespread all that stuff got.
I honestly don't remember. It could have like very well been somebody. But I know that it was one of my Australian friends that posted the famous screen text where it's like, join Reiko Discord, blah blah blah, with the fucking Simpsons character.
Do you know how all that stuff, like, do you know like what the first post was regarding the blackmail, and did it take off immediately as soon as you posted it, or was it kind of, you had to post a bunch of times?
I think it was that post actually.
Oh yeah.
That like really kicked it off, because I mean, most of it was organic too. It wasn't even like we were posting about ourselves. It was just like, we would just make our thread, people would get mad, they would assume shit, or they would make shit up, and then it kind of just like turned into a fucking spurk fest.
Did you when you started you know, trying to spread these rumors and stuff, did you expect the story to get as big as it did, or was it kind of like you just didn't know what would go on at all? You were just like throwing shit at a wall, and then it did take off, and clearly it went somewhere.
I mean, I expected it to be big on 4chan, not like as widespread as it got. I mean, it hit websites that I didn't even like think were a thing. Like even back in like fucking 2018, like people, like there were like people on iFunny that wanted me dead, and I didn't even know that people used iFunny. I didn't even know that fucking people like talked there. But apparently, like there was
iFunny now has like a weird like based community, which is kind of strange. They have their own like sect of the internet. I guess once all the what you would call normies left iFunny and stopped using it, now it's just populated by people who are like in 4chan culture, strangely enough, which is kind of weird. But there were people that wanted you dead. What were they saying?
Like I would regularly have fucking people like threatening me or saying like TikTok. Like I remember people would send me fucking like emojis of flocks. They would DM me random names, because like people would like they were so bad at doxing that, like, for example, there was somebody named Starfall that they doxed and swatted because they thought it was me, but it was literally just because they used the name Reiko on like a fucking forum ages ago.
They swatted them, right?
So it's like I mean, not like swatted, but like called the cops on them a lot. I think they like lived in a fucking trailer or some shit. I don't know. They had like a weird living situation. I just remember they like hit me up. They were like, oh, I'm getting the police fucking called on me because I was just like, oh, sucks to suck.
Gotcha. Okay. But Amelarate, what would you say was your kind of impression of the events around it? Were you planning to like go viral or something, or were you just having a little fun and then you saw people get mad and it spiraled kind of out of control?
Yeah, much like Reiko, I knew that it was going to be big in 4chan. I wasn't sure if I expected to go viral or not. I feel like I kind of did.
Are you guys happy with the fact that it got as big as it did, or are you kind of regretful?
I wish it got bigger.
Oh yeah. Are you guys are you still trying to run some kind of troll psyops to this day? I guess maybe you wouldn't tell me if you are, but I am curious about that.
I'm behind most of the Sneed posting on TV. Just gonna put that out there. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, people. There was a lot of Sneed stuff going around. I was seeing it all over Twitter for a while and YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it originally started because I didn't get the joke and I really wanted somebody to explain it to me, but people took it as a shit post, so it kind of spiraled out of control. To this day, I don't really get the joke.
I think it just sounds funny. I think it's just, you know, it's one of those. It's one of those memes that just like if you do, it's like a joke that people don't get.
No, I mean like the joke in the show. Like I don't get it. Like Sneed's feed and seed.
Oh, I guess my next question would be: were there a bunch of negative consequences for you guys personally because of the drama? Like, did you get swatted or anything, or was there nothing that really happened?
None of it ever came back to bite me. The only thing that ever got like leaked about me was that I lived in Rhode Island, like unironically, which is like part of it was because I was smart when I was like younger, when I was like 17, 18. Like even before this stuff happened, like I would always like lie to people about random shit. Like if they asked me my age, I'd be like, oh, I'm so and so age instead of my actual age, just like random stuff. Right. Let me give up my first name often. Ironically, the one thing I was like open about was being in Rhode Island, which is like fucking stupid looking back. It's the smallest state. It's kind of easy to narrow people down, but they didn't really have much else to go off of. But yeah, I had it linked on my Steam profile, so I mean that didn't even do much for people because it's like our disinfo was like so fucking tight that people like assumed that was orchestrated too. Like they were supposed to find my Steam. I was bullshitting that I was from Rhode Island.
MLRA, did anything bad happen to you as a result of the trap harem stuff? Any negative consequences, or was it all
absolutely nothing?
Okay, gotcha. No docs, no nothing. Do you guys still get?
Well, I guess except getting on HRT, but that's about it.
I see. Well, you seem okay with that. So, do you guys still get like messages and like stuff to this day about this, or do you not get anyone talking about it?
No, I don't really use Discord much because I actually go outside. I also remade this account recently. Like I said, I've gotten it banned a few times. My original like 333 account, that was banned. I think for inciting violence against women. Second one, I don't remember what it was banned for. Third one, I don't remember what it was banned for. So yeah, I remade it a few times. That's why I had to provide ample proof.
Yeah, that's what I got my Twitter banned for as well, unfortunately.
I think I've like had friend requests like on and off on this account, but I think like overall I've gotten like 400 requests and I've just like denied most of them because I don't know, like most of the people just don't seem worth interacting with.
Other than the Daily Dot, did you guys get like media inquiries for server stuff, or
you meet like people like wanting to like talk to us?
Yeah, like run a story on it, like, you know, let's say Washington Post or something messaging you, BuzzFeed, something like that.
I wouldn't actually know because I was just like so swarmed by shit. Like also I didn't really like seek anybody out because honestly I didn't really give a fuck back then. Like the only reason I'm even doing this right now is because like I have dedicated impersonators and I kind of want them to not be able to impersonate me, as not because like it offends me, but because like they don't really put it to good use. They kind of just like do stupid shit.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask. I'm kind of curious why now? Why the honesty now with me?
No, I just felt like it. I was bored, and also like I said, I have one dedicated impersonator right now. I'm literally in a Discord with him, and he's like so dedicated to it that he'll insist to me that he's Reiko, and he just like his Discord is like literally just like a fucking like normie Discord. Like people just like post selfies of themselves, and they just like they're the types of people to like post like asterisk nuzzles you asterisk to each other, and it's just really disappointing and sad to me that he impersonates me just to fucking simp for like women and trans women. So yeah, it's part of it. Also, I mean, you didn't seem like that stupid. Like that plagued moth person, I'm pretty sure he's a like actual neckbeard, and he also just like comes off as a neckbeard. So I didn't like.
Did he make a video about it? I haven't seen any other videos about it apart from the base poster thing, and then someone made like a video about it a while ago too that got re-uploaded.
Yeah, so this dude plagued moth. He made a video about it. He kind of like threw me under the bus like hardcore. Like he was like, well, I don't know that he did it, but he probably did it, so you should go harass him and fucking kill him. But
that's not what he actually said on YouTube. No way.
No, but he was pretty adamant that I like did everything. He wasn't like, you know, I mean, like he had a lot of bias.
Okay. I mean, if I had to guess, he probably just didn't do a lot of research.
Yeah, like this guy is such a grifter that he made a video like throwing me under the bus. Then he removed that video. He made like a follow-up video on like the Schwaby stuff specifically, and then he went on Twitter and he was like, you guys should not make videos about Reiko. It's bad. Like you're spreading disinformation or like some shit. Like he kind of like took a moral high ground despite him being like the worst offender.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about that guy, to be honest. I watched his videos.
Well, I know that you're a YouTube grifter yourself, so you don't want to make any you know, aggressive comments about other YouTubers. guess. I respect it.
Well, I'll make aggressive comments about other YouTubers. I just haven't seen his videos really. Yeah. I mean, if there's someone who I think is really bad, I mean, my whole YouTube shtick is shitting on other people, so I better say something about them if I think they're gay or something. But with him, I just don't know a ton about him. I can't speak to Plagued Moth too much of a tangent, but he reacts to gore videos a lot, and it's not really my thing. And I also know he's like a Satanist, but I don't know a ton about his situation personally.
Yeah, I think he's one of those like YouTubers where he's like, oh, I went in the deep web and I got my fucking ass tickled, you know what I mean? Some fucking stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of I like content like that, but his stuff kind of appeals to a very surface level as far as I've seen, but I don't know about your situation in particular.
Yeah, it's definitely like taking like quote unquote esoteric internet stuff and then fucking like making it like normified to appeal to like a general audience. Like I understand the grift.
Yeah. I mean, I do get it. I mean, if you put 4chan in the title of a video, the average person who doesn't use 4chan hears 4chan and they think like pull the alt-right, shit like that. They don't really think just like the average like everyday monotony that goes on in the site. And so because of that, you can attract a large audience from that stuff.
If it lines your pockets, I don't blame you. Fuck it.
Fuck, you live in Rhode Island? Dude, fucking everyone I know lives in Rhode Island for some reason.
Yeah, ironically, I've only like met 2 people ever that like live in Rhode Island. I mean, like Rhode Island is apparently degenerates though, because like Sam Hyde's from Rhode Island. There must be something in the water.
When I go on I just made a Discord server like 2 days ago because I started streaming very recently, and fucking it's like half the people in there are from Rhode Island, and I don't like Rhode Island. I don't know why everyone is from there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's a pretty shitty state, not gonna lie.
I go to Rhode Island, it's like fucking shithole. It smells like piss everywhere.
Yeah, I've said this exact same thing actually, especially in Providence. Like this permanent like radiating piss smell. It's like weird.
But it is what it is, I guess. Okay. I do have a few more questions then. If there's other stuff you want to kind of get out there, I mean, you're free to talk however much you want or stay on stream as much as you want.
You can ask anything. I mean, I was like I was half expecting you to throw like curveballs at us. Like I was telling people that if I was in your shoes, I would have like gathered as many Reiko impersonators as I could have, just like have them duke it out. Just created like drama.
I mean, I guess I could have, but I'm just I don't know. I don't care to do like a gotcha thing. I just want to talk to you because I care about the story. I'm gay like that. Like I actually care about what happened and like want to know. So I'm not just gonna do it for the content, as fun as that would be. Are there a lot of Reiko impersonators? Like a ton?
There's like been 2 notable ones. There's definitely a lot of quote unquote Reikos where they don't take the name. So like part of the reason that we posted, or like that I was posted, like there was like the trolling angle, but then like something that's always been interesting to me is like on the internet, like ideas like obviously spread like wildfire. Something that has always interested me is like ideas being accelerated to the point that they kind of will themselves into reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Reiko, the character, never existed, but me bringing attention to it and creating all this artificial drama, like I kind of paved the way for like these other quote unquote Reikos to like come into reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you inspired?
Are there a lot of people that you inspired that now act like the unironic Reiko would act in this? Because the real Reiko is fictional. Are there a ton of people who are like carrying the mantle, trap posting for real?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I created this character and then other people. It's like you said, like the easiest way to sum it up is that they were inspired, but in a way, it's like I created this character and they filled that role. So it's like I kind of created a Reiko without actually being one, and like that was what was pretty interesting to me. Aside from the trolling angle, like there was this person, Aromatic, who took it a little more seriously than I did. Aromatic was like a trans girl, and they took like the trap posting more seriously. Like I don't think they actually tried to blackmail people, but they were definitely part of the egg cracking,
right?
Which I personally consider to be groomers, but you know. So yeah, it is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
And I've definitely like inspired a lot of people. But as far as like I said, like actual dedicated impersonators that like take my name and stuff, like there's not been like too many. Like I said, there's like one guy, but he just kind of like wastes it. Like I even tell him straight up that he's a disappointment. And if he watches this at some point, I want you to know that you're a disappointment. I'm not gonna name drop you to bring attention to you, but yeah, you're a disappointment.
Yeah.
Because he uses my name to simp for e-girls and send them money.
Oh really? That's too bad. That must be really disappointing for you. Do you hate e-girls? Are you like are you based or something? Is that what you would say?
What did you say? I didn't actually hear you.
Do you hate e-girls? The ones who try to make money off of it?
I hate their enablers a lot more though. You know, behind every e-whore there's like 2,000 enablers, so that's the way I see it.
What do you think is up with the on R9K anyway, the fascination with like underagey girls? There always seems to be some like 15 to 17-year-old girl that's being heralded as like the most beautiful girl ever, and I need to be with her. And they just, I mean, they're not like ugly or anything, but they're just kind of like an average looking girl, and they become like icons of the board. And yet, like, there's this current one named Iris, who's like the black girl or whatever.
Oh yeah, I've seen her. She's ugly as fuck. I'm gonna be real.
Well, people post about her a lot.
Maybe you don't want to be that rude, but I'm gonna be honest. She is fucking disgusting. Fucking holy shit.
I'm not personally attracted to her, but you can say what you want. But what?
Yeah, that's a nice way to say she's ugly as shit. Yeah.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say she's ugly as shit, but in fairness, I only like very pale white chicks. Like, that's just my type. So she just doesn't appeal to me for that reason. What do you think is the kind of impetus behind that? Like, is it because these guys like missed out on like young love and they want to recreate that? That's what I've thought for a while, but I want to know what you kind of think.
There's definitely that aspect. Then the reason they're usually average is because there's like the attainability aspect. Them being young, of course, there's like the purity angle. It's like ironically, a lot of people on R9K are like atheists, at least the people that I've met, but they definitely dedicate themselves to like worshiping these girls. Like, I think it's I forgot, like, I wrote about this a long time ago. Okay, I say I wrote about this, but like it was more like I had fucking like schizo thoughts while I was taking a shit.
Okay.
It's like the people on R9K, they emulate normie culture without realizing, and part of that is that we have these like surrogate e-celebs that people like project all these things onto, that people do with regular celebrities. So they definitely fill that niche for these people. Like, your average R9K, they completely emulate like the people that they hate, just in like ways they don't realize. Like, there are definitely people on R9K that, for example, like, they'll look at somebody like being into Taylor Swift, they'll be like, oh, disgusting normie, like following celebs, and then like an hour from them they'll be posting about how they want to like suck like this girl's like feet on R9K and shit, and like send her money.
Are there a lot of guys on R9K that actually send chicks money? I've never actually seen that. And what do they send them money for? Do the girls like give them attention or something based on that?
Typically, I mean, I really don't like know what they're trying to get out of it. I think some people, they just like being like findoms, like they don't give a fuck if it's if like it actually goes to anything worthwhile. If they get attention, they just like fucking like being milked for their fucking cash, because, you know, people that have a vagina are important to them. But yeah, like some of them, like, they just sell nudes. I think a lot of those girls have like strayed away from that shit because they realize that they don't really have to do it anymore. Like, these girls could post like a fucking picture of their armpits and like get money sent to them, so they just don't bother.
Right.
Like, the ones that have had like nudes leaked and have posted their nudes, like, I'm gonna say that they're fucking like stupid, because these bitches can take clothes pics and get like tons of money sent to them. So yeah, if any of you stupid R9KE girls are watching this too, you're a dumb bitch and you should feel bad if that nude's leaked.
Okay, all right. You heard it here first. I guess another thing, kind of tangential, well, not tangentially related to R9K, but not really related to your story, would be, do you know this whole Ciara story? Are you familiar with this girl, Ciara?
It's really not that interesting. It's kind of, I don't want to say like a sensitive topic for me, but like I've had like good friends that were close to her. I didn't personally care for her myself.
Do you know if she's actually dead? Because I've heard very conflicting stuff on that.
No, she's like definitely 100% dead. She was kind of like somebody that enjoyed like fucking with people too, so it's kind of like probably why people think that. Also, like, part of it is also that people don't want to accept that their quote-unquote queen is dead.
Do you know, was it because of the harassment she was receiving from R9K? What is the deal? Because I've heard that, and then I've heard she overdosed on heroin.
That's like another like narcissist type thing, where like these R9Kers think that they matter. Like, I don't think I've met many people, because I've talked to like a lot of like R9KE celebs, if you can call them that, and like most of them were not fucking bothered by any of that shit, because just R9K is like really low IQ, and like they don't like their peak of trolling is saying like you'll never be a woman, or like you're a whore. It's just like really canned shit. Like, they don't come up with anything original. But yeah, like going off of like friends of mine that I've had that were close to her, she definitely didn't give a fuck.
Okay.
Like, she just overdosed.
Gotcha. And what is this? People are saying that she was friendly with some guy, and they say everyone like says like her death is his fault, and they say his mom is like in the judicial system or something. Like, what is that whole story? I don't really know the deep lore on that, apart from like schizo posts here and there.
Like, I don't want to get too into it.
If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. I'm just curious, because
no, it's just like
content brain.
Like, some of it I'm definitely ignorant on. I don't want to spread like disinformation, because there are like friends of mine I've had that are involved in this shit. There are friends of mine that have like dealt with bullshit from this guy. But yeah, there's like an admin of like this string of servers that was definitely involved in a lot of like grooming and stuff. I don't know his connection to Kiara like too well, so I can't really comment on that. But I know that he's definitely he's done things such as like have like underage girls like cut for him. He's like, I'm pretty sure he's had sex with some. I was in his Discord a few times. I mean, I could maybe try to like wrangle up an invite for you if you ever want to check that out. But yeah,
I honestly don't think I should be in there. That would probably be a bad look. But
well, I mean, if you want to like join and on an all and do some you know, investigative journalism for your YouTube grift, you know.
Yeah, maybe you can shoot me an invite later. We can talk about it. What other R9K celebs, if you don't mind sharing, have you been in contact with?
Honestly, like most of them are like really obnoxious. Like I'm trying to think of like anybody that's actually funny. It's like unfortunate too, because like I deleted my folder. Like I have like fucking like funny images of these guys. But like for example, there's this one guy, King Black Chad, who I used to regularly fight with, and he would like tell me that he made me because he made like a singular thread about me once, and I got like 50 replies, and then he would like tell me every single day that he made me. And he was an aspiring rapper. He went to like a special education school or something. Most of these like celebs, I'm gonna be honest, like they force themselves really hard. That's why I don't really get along with most of them, because like my growth was actually organic. A lot of them they treat it like a job. Like they religiously make threads about themselves. They will religiously like
so they kind of astroturf like their own fame.
Yeah. Okay. Like I would say mine was like partly astroturf, but I was never like specifically behind any of it. It was kind of like set up to like develop in such a way that like led to me becoming a Z-list celeb. But yeah, like none of these guys are really relevant. I kind of feel bad for them too, because a lot of them are just like straight up like losers that are like propped up by these people that either like orbit them or see them as LOL cows. And it's like, I
mean, you don't really get anything like, from being an celeb on 4chan. Like at least on YouTube, like you get money.
Like even you at least like I don't know if I would call you an celeb, but you at least like make fucking money off of this shit. These guys just they just get attention from fucking like retards that like do not matter at all.
Interesting. Okay. Well, fuck. I'm trying to think if I feel like this conversation could go so many ways, but Amelare, what do you have to say? What do you have to share? You've been in the call the whole time. What do you have to share with the world?
Oh man, I've kind of been in a trance.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right. Well, I guess that pretty much wraps up all the questions I had, I guess. Is there anything you want to say specifically about the whole, I don't know, trap harem? Are there any details you want to share that maybe I missed that you want out there?
I will say that like part of it is that I did put a formula out there. So if you're an aspiring Z-list celeb, or you just want to start a idea and see it get pushed in reality, like I said, a formula pretty well, I would say. Like my recipe for it, if any of you are curious, is a lot of like, you know that expression, like what is it? It's something like people that act like idiots will eventually be joined by idiots that think they're in good company, like actual idiots.
Sure.
Like, you know that expression?
Yeah.
So on 4chan, that applies very well. So like, for example, if you make all these posts on a site like 4chan, which is very like cynical in nature, saying, oh, you should transition, traps are great, like eventually people will start to troll themselves. They'll start to mock it. They'll start to role play. And then like these actual like groomers or transsexuals, like whatever, will show up and they'll start engaging as well. So it kind of becomes its own thing. And then that helps like accelerate it to the point of becoming real. So basically you just want to find a community that's easily outraged. They'll get outraged enough that people will take advantage of that and they'll contribute to the outrage. And then like it'll kind of get mixed up and a lot of like actual people that like genuinely believe in that kind of stuff will join in. And at that point, your idea will be pushed into reality. I guarantee it. So the formula's out there. Just if you want to be a good troll, take advantage of it.
All right, sharing some knowledge. Good for you. Listen, you're a teacher. You're a trendsetter, setting examples. Amelare, is there anything you want to say? Do you have any like closing thoughts on the sort of trap harem stuff?
Not particularly, but I did want to do some shilling for myself.
Oh, come on.
If the year is 2032 and you're both on Discord, I'm too autistic. I'm probably going to have the same Discord username. It's Amelorate9509. That's AMELORATE 9509. Message me or something if you're bored.
Are you just shilling to get friends? You're not even trying to get like money or like, I don't know, fame? You just want friends? Is that it?
I mean, I do have a Minecraft server, but I'm not going to bother with that one here.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys want to hang out with Amelorate. You guys can hit up their Discord tag. All right.
Yeah, I guess I will take this opportunity to say too that if you see another Reiko that isn't Reiko 3333, it's probably not me. So you know, don't engage with them. Don't enable them because they're likely a very sad person.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, probably gonna get out of here, but good talk, you guys. Any final words before I hang up?
Not particularly.
Okay. All right. See you guys later. Take care. Okay. Well, that was our conversation with Reiko. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty interesting.